Hello, this is Lafithakus, and I want to share with you something that's incredibly profound, and I want you to pay attention, and so that you can get some clarity and be able to use it for your life. I believe it will be a game changer. I want everyone to, if you're not familiar with my website, go to my website. You can either get there by gorgeousgray.com or operationandretaylor.org. Of course, some of you that are aware the website, there's product I have there, there's interviews I've done, and some other articles and things. So operationandretaylor.org and gorgeousgray.com, and go enjoy yourself there and support some of the product. I like giving a New Year's message because people are, giving their New Year's resolutions about what they think they want to change and what they want to do or what they're going to do different. I think that this will be something that you can carry on with you throughout the remainder of your life, and I believe that it will have that type of impact upon you. So let me just get into it. Let me start with a dream I had. I had a dream about 2008. And in this dream, there was a woman in the dream, and her name is Dolores Kendricks, and she was influential in my life when I was around 18 years old. I used to go to a church called Rainier Temple, and she was one of the ministers there, a very powerful woman of God, and, spoken to my life, and I love her to this day. And in the dream, I was talking to her, and I was trying to tell her that I had been waiting for some things that God had promised me, and they hadn't manifested yet. And so in the dream, she said to me, she said, why don't you pray and fast for the manifestation? And I responded to her. I said, I've been praying and fasting ever since I was 16 years old, and still nothing has ever manifested. And then I paused a minute in the dream, and I said, it's not fasting. And this next thing that I said to her in the dream changed the trajectory of my life from 2008. I said, it's not fasting, praying. It's timing. And then I woke up. And when I woke up, I really understood what Yah was trying to explain to me. Well, let me give you a little backstory so that you can have some real clarity on, the clarity that I got when I woke up. When I got out of federal prison in 2001 and everything was taken from me, going through the process of the trial and sentencing and all that, and doing fair time. When I got out, I wasn't too much concerned about that, because being on the street, I've been faced with many situations where I had nothing, and I've turned something, from nothing. So I was confident in the fact that no matter my situation getting out the feds, that my abilities, my charm, my good looks, my communication skills, all the things that I had used in the game would be successful for me at that point, like it was, before I went to prison. So I went about having a lot of meetings because, from American Pimp, I was very popular, and the movie had kind of taken my name into a whole different stratosphere. And so people didn't have a problem meeting with me about things that I wanted to do or projects that I was thinking about, getting involved in. So I could get a meeting with some high-powered people very easily. So I would go into all these meetings, and I would, and nothing would come about. And I would, try to produce things, and nothing would come about. And for several years, everything that I was doing was coming to naught. And it didn't matter if I had charm. It didn't matter how good I spoke, if I was handsome. All those things that had worked for me before, they weren't succeeding now. And I had got to the point finally where I was just totally frustrated. After several years, I was frustrated because I don't understand how it is that I was able to take nothing and make something happen when I was in the streets. And now that I'm out with a new life and pursuing new things, those same abilities are not achieving the objective. I was devastated. I was devastated because I didn't understand. And so when I woke up from that dream, I knew what God was sharing with me. He had given me the understanding to why nothing was coming about. Nothing was prospering. Because what he was really telling me is that it's my will for you to frustrate your talents. It was my will for you to frustrate your gifts. It was my will for you to frustrate your charm and your good looks and whatever you had used before to achieve success in your life. It was my will for you to go and attempt to do all those things that you did before and for you to come to naught, for me to frustrate your gifts, for me to frustrate your talents, for me to frustrate your charm and your communication skills and your looks. Because had I not frustrated those things, had I allowed you to have the success again like you had then, you would always depend on your gifts. You would always depend on your charm. You would always depend on your looks. And for where I'm trying to take you next, those things are not big enough to get you to the next plateau or platform. The only thing that's going to get you there is what he showed me in this dream. It's not your gifts, your beauty, your conversation. It's simply my timing. That I am in control. That it's my timing that matters. So all along, while I was going through these situations, trying to make things happen after I got out of the feds in 2001, all the time I was waiting for God to show up again for me in this new life. I was expecting him to move because I was having great needs. I was faced with some great challenges in my life. Financial challenges, needful things that I needed. Things that I needed. When I first got out the feds, hell, there was sometimes I needed $20 in my pocket. And I realized something about timing that I'm going to share with you. I thought that the blessing, the manifestation was connected to my need. Let me say this again. I thought all that time that whatever blessing God would give me, whatever blessing I was waiting for, I thought that it was connected to my need. And so when it never happened, I was devastated. Because I said, for sure God is going to do something now. Look at the great pressing need that I have for him to move. For sure God is going to show up now. Look at the need. The need is so great. And I realized that my blessing was never connected to my need. The blessing has always been connected to timing. The blessing was never connected to my need. I was taught that. I was taught that if you're in need, God's going to show up. And because I was taught that, when he didn't show up, based upon my need, I was devastated and felt that he let me down. But that timing dream taught me something great and profound. When I said to Dolores in a dream, it's not fasting, it's timing. What God was revealing to me is what I'm trying to reveal to you. That it is about timing. Do you understand? That God maneuvers with timing. That is not connected to your need. Do you understand that? There's so many people frustrated, give up on God, give up on their lives, because they have been taught that God only responds to need. God's timing is greater than need. Because what Yah was sharing with me and showing me is that you're waiting for a particular blessing, singular. You're waiting for a singular blessing. But what Yah was showing me is that it is not a time of singular blessing, that it is a time of blessing. Do you understand? Just like there's been a time of curse, right? It wasn't a singular curse. There's been a time of curse. I was minimizing my gift that he had for me because I only felt like it was something that was singular, and he was showing me it was bigger than me. Because not only am I going to bless you singularly, but corporately. Because it's just not a blessing, it is the time of blessing. So my people, understand that the blessing has never been connected to your need. It's always been connected to time. I hope that helps you. Go over this video, study it, share it with somebody, bless somebody, empower somebody today with the information. Some of you wonder, because I've spoken into your lives in some of these videos, what can you do? I'm not like the preacher and tell you, you got to give this and give this. But if I've spoken into your life, if I've helped you and you feel like you want to do something, you can go to my website. There's a donate page there. If you feel like you want to bless me, do. It's not going to stop me. I don't operate by what you give me. I operate by what Yah gives me. But there are some people that feel that they want to help in the operation. This part is the operation. There are other things that I do some music and do other little entertainment things. This here is the operation. And if you want to bless the operation, feel free to. And if it's not what you want to do, you don't have to. Still enjoy the message and enjoy being benefited by the information. I only charge you with if I've helped you and I've blessed you in any capacity. Make sure you give as freely as I've given you to the next person. All right? Shalom. Bless you. Lafithakus.